Hello everyone, good evening. Good evening, and you're welcome to the Grace Family of the Fountain of Life Church. It's so good to be here again for singles and gals. Woo! I'm always excited to be here over and over again because I know it's definitely it will always be a wonderful time together. If you're on Zoom, we always have the meeting on Zoom. We have on Instagram and of course on Facebook. You can rewatch also on YouTube, on our YouTube page. Okay, you are welcome once again. It's Singles and Gals. Last week we started with Courtship and we will continue again on Courtship. Courtship is that place where I know most singles always have questions, a lot of questions to be answered. That state of being confused, that state of really imbibing the fear, but more importantly is for you to imbibe the happiness, okay, that comes with marriage. There's this fear of have I finally said yes to the right person? I hope I'm not making a big mistake, and all that. And that is why we have in this program. Why have we decided to have this program? We realize that we have this often asked questions, frequently asked questions rather, okay? Frequently asked questions. How do I know it's the right one? How do I know she's the right one? Hope I'm having regrets. What are the signs? What's red flag? Different things that you just want to look out for while you're courting, because you don't want to be caught in the same trap where most married people are right now. Some kind of regret their relationship. Some are wondering why this in-law. Some are wondering immediately I got married, there's no money again. Just one thing or the other, or they had to wait for children after they got married. So these things, they are in stages, they are in phases, and it must come with an understanding. And also another reason why we have this program is to understand what love really is. Most people end up getting a divorce, not being happy, regretting, full of fear, just in so many, you just hit that particular wall in marriage just because of certain things that we do not understand. So we always have this program to teach, basically answer questions, alright, expository questions, basically to answer them better, so that we know what we're doing and we are certain that we are choosing right at the end of the day, okay, with the will of God. How do I know the will of God for my life? This and so many questions, and I think we've answered a whole lot of questions concerning singles. You can go back to our past YouTube pages. I remember we did healing broken hearts. How do you get your heart broken, preventing your heart from heartbreak, different stages where you definitely need to pick. And these are some of the things that you have to consider when you're talking about courtship. Last week we said some things about courtship and of course dating. Okay, let's quickly go. I said we made clear definition of courtship and dating last week. All right, we say courtship takes place well before the intended couples become engaged. That is, the end result is usually marriage. When you want to court, you just have that mindset. You must probably have studied or understudied this person over time, and then you just, okay, I think we can court to know each other better, and of course, and let's see, it will definitely lead to marriage. You already have marriage in view, but dating is not like that. Dating is more like a social gathering. It's more like tasting this, and I think that is what most people are doing right now, and that is why we are usually left confused. We've not really made up our mind on who we want to date. Okay, we've not made up our mind on who exactly we want to date, and that's where we're having issues one way or the other. So courtship takes place well before the intended couples become engaged. The end result is usually marriage, and then dating by definition is a social event whereby two people meet for companionship, and sometimes you might even invite friends. Dating can occur during courtship in cases where you can invite friends, you just go to the movies, and so it's more like a social event, but somehow some people have misinterpreted that it's just having the time out, even sexually, and it shouldn't be that way, okay? And courtship is godly. As Christians, we don't date, we are not tasting waters, we are going into what we think it is very, very sure. All right, so there is no expectation. You usually put it in a dicey manner. We are just still looking at it. I'm not sure, And while dating, you're likely to date 2-3 people at the same time. So it won't settle your mind. It will even give you more. You'll be more confused when it comes to dating. So you must be able to define if you're going into courtship or you are dating. But understand that dating have a whole lot of emotional pressure that it's going to come with. It gives you some kind of burden, all right, emotionally, and it leaves you confused. As a matter of fact, more confused before you go into it, because you will now begin to compare. Oh, she's good here, he's good here, she's good in this manner, she's good here, this other lady is this, and then you want to have these all qualities in one. It leaves you much more confused, all right? So understand that when you are dating, you are putting yourself in one box of confusion, all right? Okay, so I'm sure someone really get that. So you don't really have much expectation, and it does not give you something sure. At the end of the day, like I said, it takes, and then another thing that it takes time. It's time consuming, and by the time you're ready, finally, it's okay, I think I just want to cut now. That's when you want to rush it off. Rather, you're supposed to really relax when it comes to courtship. Understand, imbibe this person, because it is marriage. It will take the longer part of your lifetime when it comes to marriage, and that is why marriage is till death do us part. That is why it is so help me God when we are exchanging vow. At the end of the day, you say I do, then you say so help me God, and then you have to keep doing with the help of God, by the help of God. Then I say there's no possibility of the future sometimes when it comes to dating, so it leaves so much more confused. So why wouldn't you rather just decide to cut rather than date? Okay, so take your time, relax, don't be in a rush. It is not something you have to rush. When you're talking about timing with courtship, don't rush. Don't rush. I'm going to say it over and over again, and I will want you to say it to yourself, that don't rush. It's not something you have to rush. It's not about age. You're married, you hear stuff like she's of marriageable age, he's of marriageable. I understand, as long as you're not a teenager, okay, as long as you are responsible enough, you should be okay to cut, and you should be looking forward to getting married. Two heads is better than one. They have good reward for their labor. So you desire a good thing. If you desire marriage, so doing it right is very, very key, because by the time you end up with your spouse, the person you end up with will be or is the right person. Okay, anyone you end up with saying I do, either you rush or not, no one wants to listen to that excuse anymore. So you must be able to stand by your decisions, and that is why courtship is not for babies, it's for matured minds who will be able to stand by their decision, who are content. These are some of the things I'll be talking about. Personalities of one who is ready for courtship. You don't date you don't cut babies. And as someone who wants to go into a relationship, who wants to cut, you should not be a baby. You should be able to have thoughts. You should be able to think properly. You should be able to make decisions, not out of pride now. And you should be able to be that flexible person. You are flexible, yet you can make decisions. So these are some of the things that should be your personality when you are going into courtship. And for the person who you want to cut, you should be able to recognize these personalities in them, so you are not left confused, and then you're like, oh, she's not even matured, he's not matured enough, is this, is that, blah 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 blah. No. You must both be ready for marriage, and then you're saying, okay, marriage is our end view. Let us see how we marry our vision, our purpose together. Let us see how we communicate well, how open we are. Do we even listen to each other? Do you understand? Are we teachable? These are the personalities. This person must be teachable, okay, and not like you are giving instruction, not like commandments. When it is like that, the lady or the guy, they will likely run up, because it looks like you are a dictator. One of the signs of maturity is that you are not a dictator. You are not. You listen. And that these are some of the attributes, character that definitely makes marriage work. You are not a dictator. You listen. That's why you have 2 ears. Many use their mouths, they don't use their ears. Definitely, if you have 2 ears, you should use your ears twice than you even use your mouth. Twice than you even pass the instruction, twice than you even pass or give your commandments, as it were. Okay, but more listen to the verbal and not verbal communication. You should be able to listen. So how do you know your partner is serious? Another thing, I think this is one of the questions that I had during the week that someone sent in during the week, that how will I know my partner is serious? We've been dating and all of that. I said, is it dating now or courtship? She can't exactly define it. When you are courting, you already know. Both of you know that you are on a journey to marriage. So it shouldn't be a question that should come up. Probably that question is, how do I know that this person that is close to me is quite serious and he wants to take the relationship to another level, to courtship and not just friendship? Do we get that now? So sometimes we mix this question because we've placed some of our relationships in assumption that, oh, I think we've been courting and all of that. No. If you are not courting, you're not courting, because there must have been a show of interest, that I am interested in you, you are interested in me, then let us see how this will work out. Ending in marriage, that means there is already a show of interest. So with that, already know this person is serious, and then you shouldn't put on the cloak of pretense, because over time it will show. If it's someone that is really matured and can read between lines, they will know that you are pretending and they will run. So learn to be yourself, but in being yourself you must grow. In one of the videos that we said some weeks back, I said, as a single person, you should learn to grow. You should learn to grow in your character. You should learn to grow even skillfully. You must grow. You must yearn for knowledge. You must always look out for being better. I've seen people lost quality relationship based on the fact that they just say, no, I am being me. We understand you are being you, but the you, are you getting better? Is the you willing to get better? Is the you willing to embrace goodness? Is the you willing to embrace something good? All right, is the you not just being monotonous, stereotypic? Is the you not being stagnant? Is the you just being traditional? Like, to the core, you can't balance. You must be able to balance your understanding, your knowledge with the trend of things. You must be open to knowledge. You must be able, that's part of where you can relate this to being teachable. Okay, so you should get that point. All right, so who is your partner? Who are we? What are we doing? Learn to define your relationship. I think I mentioned this when we were talking about healing heartbreaks. Okay, healing your heartbreak and all of that. You must be able to define every relationship. Don't put your relationship on assumption. I've seen people break up with one guy, and the guy they were actually running after was not even serious. The other one was dating them, and they thought they were in a serious relationship. The one they were in a serious relationship, they thought he was dating. So this confusion. When you are cutting, you only cut one person, so that will not leave you confused. Like I said, that one of the attributes of dating is that you have 2 or 3 people that you are dating at the same time. But when it comes to courtship, you are just dating one person. You are just cutting one person. I'm sure you understand that. Okay, you have one person, so you have no room to cheat. You have no room to give attention to someone else while you are cutting. You have no room. Okay, so then I said, for you to know that you are in courtship, this person must be able to express their intention. Like I said, you must be able, if they've not expressed their intention and then they are just petting around you. I think that there's one of the videos we had, double pointers, okay, and we gave you the attributes of double pointers. They will always lurk around you. They are around, but they are not saying anything. And understand this, you are not the only one they are lurking around. You would think they have your time to yourself, but they are all even with someone else. All right, so you must be able to say, you're always around me. Can I know why you are always around me? Okay, if they do not, if they are not coming forward telling you why they are around, you should be able to ask. Then it's, oh no, we are just friends. Well, we are just friends, nothing really special. But you are getting too close for that kind of relationship. We must be able, so you draw your lines, draw your boundaries, so that you will be able to protect your heart. You can go to these videos to find out more, because we gave detailed information about it. All right, so I've mentioned the fact that they don't cheat and all that. So if someone that you think they are serious, I've seen marriages that these partners, they met on social media. So you take it beyond social media. We understand that social media, I think someone asked me a question during the week, yes, concerning social media, that is it possible to meet your life partner on social media? Yes, it's very, very possible. But I have one of my brothers who's married to his partner, and they met on social media, yes. But we have seen cases also where people meet on social media but they lost their lives. So why am I saying you must be able to define your relationship and know if this person is going beyond social media? You must be security conscious. You don't just go around. They can't just say come and then you're going. You know, you have power when it comes to your own territory. These are some of the things. I think I will do a video on dating through the social media, so you will know if this relationship will end up in marriage or if it's a fraud, you know, if it's a scam and all of that. So we will still look out to that part of it. So they won't hide behind social media. They will come out, they will say, okay, where can we meet, how, in a neutral place and all of that. And then you're not the only one going. You must be security conscious, please. Very, very key. I'll still do that. So they don't hide behind social media. One day you definitely still meet. You might talk, you know, you gist, you friends. I've seen friendship grow over the years. That the first place they met was even on social media. Yes, they met on social media that way, and it's been blissful. So the visitation can also come. This person is free to visit you at home where your parents are. You know, they are not hiding. They can't. It's either it's either they are afraid if they can't come to your house, low self-esteem, or they are not serious. All right, they are afraid, low self-esteem, or they are not serious. Now, battling with low self-esteem or fear is another thing entirely, and I know a lot of marriages who struggle through these two things that I just mentioned: fear and what low self-esteem. It's something to be very, very careful of. So he or she must be able to visit you at home, but not at odd hours. Remember, I mentioned something about avoid meetings after meetings for double pointers. Please, you need to get that video. It's very, 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 very rich. So I said he should be able to fit into your family. Another thing you should look out for is how comfortable this person is around your family members. I'm not saying that just they will fit in immediately. I'm not saying it's rocket science. I want, oh, I love this. In fact, you should even be careful when everything just really looks so smooth. You should watch and say, okay, let me see what's going on here. All right, take the back seat and understand what is going on here. If you have any question, please, you can type it through chat on Zoom, and on Facebook or Instagram you can send it in. I will definitely see it so that we can answer your question if you have any. All right, so when you see things that they're just working, it's okay. Take a back seat and really observe. I hope this is not pretense. I hope this is real. You know, you can even ask your family members, what do you think about, you know, they might see some things that you are not seeing. There are 3 P's that you have to look out for when it comes to courtship. Your inner peace, okay, your pastors, your spiritual leaders' peace, and then your parents' peace. It is very key. And if not your parents, but people who are really ahead of you, maybe your elder ones and all of that, look out for the fact that they are peaceful about this relationship. There are no issues and all that. So the 3 P's, you can say that again. Your own inner peace. If if you are troubled, it is pointing you to something. Maybe you just really need to relax and observe the whole thing and be honest with yourself. Many people deceive themselves. Even the Bible said that do not be mocked. Whatsoever it is that you sow, you do what you will reap. Don't be deceived at all. Don't be deceived. God is not mocked. You can't mock God. You can't say God is that. Sometimes you even fast and pray to and twist God. You know that there is no way, and some will begin to fast and pray. I've been praying, God will change this guy. No. If Holy Spirit is telling you there's no way, your inner peace is letting you know that no, there is no way. Please honor that. As a matter of fact, you cannot earn respect from anybody if you do not respect yourself. So another thing when you're going to courtship is to respect yourself. What kind of person would you like to date? If you know these are people that you can't stand, don't bother. Don't stress yourself about it. Don't stress them about it. And don't waste your time. Okay, so you must have that self-respect for yourself. You must honor yourself. Then that's when you can honor others. No wonder Jesus Christ said, love your neighbor as yourself. That means you can't love others genuinely if you do not love yourself. So if you're trying to say that, oh, I love him, so I'm going out of my way, Jesus Christ said if your neighbor asks you for your tunic, you should give him even your cloak. If he asks you to go with him 1 inch, go with him a mile and all that, and then you're doing it, but you believe that they will give you the reward. Listen. Understand it. It's because you can go that 1 mile. That's why you should go, and that is what love is. But when you know right inside of you that you can actually go that 1 mile, then God is asking you should go. Except if you cannot, if it is not something within your reach, that is when you can. So you stretching out must be that it's something you can even do for yourself, then you can do it for others. Because over time, when these things are expected consistently and then you can't meet up, you might be termed hypocrite because you're trying to give what you do not have. So you must understand love very well to know that, okay, I'm ready now to give love. I am ready to defend. I am ready to protect. Jesus Christ, Apostle Paul said that about the church and Christ, that as Christ loved the church, husbands also should love their wife as Christ also died for the church. Now, if I will ask you, you want to go into a relationship, you want to go, can you die for your wife? And then, wife, can you really honor your husband? We can see this in the life of Abigail. We can see this in the life of a lot of women out there. Even when it looks like I'm already digressing into couples issue now, so I would definitely want to cut it there. Then I said something about the fact that when it comes to finance, you talk about it also. You shouldn't be blinded when it comes to, you should not be blind, rather you should not be blind when it comes to relationship, when it comes to money, when it comes to real issue, when it comes to in-laws, when it comes to work, when it comes to parenting. You should be able to talk about a lot of things. You're dating and you're about to get married, you have no idea of his or her genotype. You have no idea of what he or she earns, what the future looks like. You don't even discuss what you like. These are the things that you need to discuss. Like I said again, one of the character that you should have is that you must be very, very open. Openness in all things, even when it comes to, if you have reservations. The another thing you should observe is someone really have a lot of reservation concerning your family members, and then you're wondering why. First, it might even start with them. You say, no, not really about you, even my own family and all of that. Begin to see and observe signs of unforgiveness. And I will tell you over and over, when it comes to marriage that you so much desire, you must have, in fact, your account must be overflowing with forgiveness. You must be able to forgive ahead of time. Your toes will be stepped on. In fact, sometimes, can I exaggerate? Like your head will be stepped on. Alright, it will look, sometimes you might even feel so stupid. Alright, and you're like, but you're my partner, why are you talking to me this way and all of that? It might be the monthly hormone, it might be aggression from work and a whole lot of other things. We always encourage intended couples to go through emotional intelligence because it will help them, and conflict resolution courses, it will help them to live peacefully better in their marriage. Okay, so these are some of the things that you have to look out for. Is this person unforgiving? Because you might one way or the other step on that person's toe. You are not person's toe, rather you are not perfect, and the way you're not perfect, this other person is not perfect. And because you're saying, okay, now we are fixing a date for our marriage and all of that, is not that is not communicating perfection. Because you have fixed your wedding date is not a communication of perfection, not even in any way. Okay, so the fact that you have picked your date, you are not perfect. All right, are you there? So the fact that you are cutting is not that you're trying to be perfect, but you're just trying to know each other. You're trying to know each other. All right. So I think I've mentioned some of the personalities that you should have when it comes to courtship, and some of the things you should really expect when it comes to courtship. Now, someone asked me another question about how to resolve conflicts when you are still in courtship. There is no two way other than the fact that you are ready to listen to this person and then you communicate effectively. Let me tell you a little about effective communication. Effective communication is like this. Imagine I have someone right beside me, then I said, please, can you pick a pen on your way home? Can I pick a pen on my way home? That's the question. Like, can you pick a pen and then he says, pick a pen on my way home. How do you mean? Now, this person, it looks as if your statement, all right, of request, okay, is direct, but you don't know what he or she might be doing at that time, or what he or she probably was thinking at that time. So he just said the same thing to you to try to fix pen on my way home. Pick where, how. And then other questions is, maybe you have somewhere you kept a pen, okay, or maybe you have a particular type of pen you want, and maybe you have a particular place where you want him or her to pick it. So the question will have to go for that, or the answer will have to go for that. Yes, I would love to have Schneider pen from so store on your way home. That is very straight. Now the person might now say, okay, I don't have money, or I don't have enough cash. What do you think? I'm just using a pen as an example. So don't say, kind of poor person is that, does not even have money for pen. It might be something. It really might be something else. You know, a lot of things really have. You can imagine. That question now tends again, or is now pointing again to finance. You know, different things. So when you lack effective communication, you must be able to, or be ready to grow when it comes to communication in courtship, because that's what will help you in marriage. I'm telling you. Imagine. So from there you're like, the only thing I'm just saying, pick a pen from your way home. If you like, buy eleganza. If you like, buy anything you know. You just get. No. I'm just asking. I want to know. Effective communication is repeating what the person is saying until they get it. Until you also imbibe what they're saying. You don't understand. I'm just saying that, okay, pick so pen at so place. I need a pen. I will need you to buy it. Not like I kept it there, or not like I've paid for it. You know, you can pick in two different. You might get there to pay, or maybe it's been paid for already. So there are lots of dimensions to communicating effectively. Okay, effective communication reduces chances for conflict and of course misunderstanding, and it gets you better. You get to know each other and understand each other better. It increases your level of understanding of each other when it comes to this kind of effective communication. So when you want to communicate effectively, like I said, try to repeat until you're saying, the person is saying exactly what you're saying, or you're saying exactly what the person. So that means you are really on the same page. So that is what effective no matter how long. So over time you begin to know, okay, when he says speak, this is what it means. When he says stay, this is what it means. When he says go, this is what it means. So you must be able to ask questions, detailed questions. Don't put anything to assumption. So effective communication is having zero tolerance, okay, for assumption in your communication. I hope someone really get that. Zero tolerance. Imagine the time Jesus Christ will have with his disciples, even after preaching and all that, he will still bring them closer and explain further for them to understand what he was trying to explain, teach them when it comes to what he taught them concerning the kingdom of God. You know, then they even as Father, Master, teach us how to pray, because they always see him pray. They see him pray. What is this guy always talking about? What's you know, there's always the hour of prayer when it comes to the Pharisees and all. Then please teach us how to pray. He taught them the model of prayer, the model of thanksgiving, and understanding that you're not just praying to anybody, but you're praying to your Father. So when you're in that relationship, who are you talking to? Is it a stranger or someone you are looking to get married to? So until you have a change of perspective or understand and imbibe of perspective, your communication, your relationship might not be smooth. If you're still looking at each other like, oh, high up there, is that nice? So I don't think I can talk with him. I can't talk to him this way. I can talk to her this way. I don't understand another. It's so formal, but at some point you just want to be yourself. Okay? At some point you just really, because by the time you are married, you have to be naked and not ashamed. So courtship is being naked and not ashamed, but I'm not talking of physical nakedness here. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about being who you really are. You know, you are not forming, this is where my mother stays, this is where my dad stays, this is what happened. You are talking, and then he or she is embracing you just the way you are. It is not that time to camouflage. It's not that time to be who you are not. It is that time to be the real you. I've seen people, they in fact, they pretended till their wedding day, and then you're like, but you didn't have to lie. And that caused a whole lot of issues. Some really will have to break up a month marriage, 2 months, 3 months. No. So understand what you're doing and do not waste your time. You should be time conscious. And do you have any question? That is what I will be waiting for today. What have you learned? If you love to share, what have you learned about courtship today when it comes to your own personal issue? Okay, someone asked me now. Someone just asked me about, okay, if you are dating a lady that earns more, if you are dating a lady that earns more than you, if you are dating a lady that earns more than you, is it right to date a lady that earns more than you? I don't think your present financial status, your present financial status is not your final financial status. All right, finance grow up and down. It could be up and down like a wave. So I would say that your own finance too should have the tendency to grow. So there is tendency for growth on both sides. If you are open, she might even give you financial ideas, work ideas, investment ideas to grow your money too. So I don't think it is in any way to be to have low self-esteem in that regard. That is one. I've seen people who got married based on income. They call it economy. I want to remember. A friend of mine mentioned like economic decision, like you just base a decision based on the economy, like economic consideration. Yes, you are deciding based on the economy, based on the money he has, based on the money she has, and then you're wondering, what if everything goes down the drain? What if everything go down the drain in a month or two, or in 5 years, or in 10 years? You do not know. You do not have that idea. Okay, so anything can happen. And what if you get married to someone or a lady that you're financially buoyant, you have higher hand when it comes to finance, and then by the time you get married, she started earning more. If there's this raise in her place of work, or she got this business idea, and then she just became a millionaire, are you going to run out of the marriage? No. So if it's something, I've seen people saying that if you can't handle the fact that a lady is richer than you while you're still dating, then don't bother to marry her. What if the person you marry is even a pauper, and by the time you get married, she becomes so rich, like rich? Will you divorce her? I don't think so. Based on money, no. So you must have a mutual understanding when it comes to money, knowing that money is a tool and not your masters in marriage. Money is a tool, not your masters, even in relationships. Money is a tool, not your master. Understand that your net worth is your net worth, not the money. Not that your net worth is your net worth. It is not the other way around, but your net worth is your net worth. The people you relate with, okay, will help boost your net worth. So your life is not based on money, it is not based on finance, and anything can happen. Stock can change, exchange rate can change, anything. So when it comes to money, you should be able to place value on people than money, and understanding that it is people that churn out money, okay, not money churning out people. It is not the other way around. You should understand the hierarchy when it comes to finance. Okay. Yeah, okay. While dating, so someone said, is it wrong for the guy to spend money on me? It is not wrong. If he has the money, let him take care of you. And that does not mean you should be a sucker too. You should be able to measure up, give out gifts. You should be able to share. If you have, he will know. If you don't have, he should know. You know, it's not a thing of, both of you should not be burdened when it comes to money. Like I said again, it is your understanding and your perspective when it comes to money. Money, for some people, is their master, but Jesus Christ said you can't serve two masters. Okay, you cannot understand love if all you understand is money. Even in relationship, even in marriage, I've seen that cause a lot of issue when it comes to marriage. Finance, you know, it has really caused as in too much that I have to look out for in relationship, as it were. So money is not your master. You should not serve money. There is that tendency to serve it, and there is that tendency to just say yes to an okay guy. I checked him out, he's okay. His house is ready, he's ready for marriage, he even has a car. All these things, they are not criteria for good character. I'm telling you, it sounds really funny, but you have to know what you're doing. Okay, it is not the criteria for someone who is really, really ready, or for someone who is really, really mature. For all you care, you can have an handsome fool. For all you care, you can have a rich fool. We have that in the Bible, the rich fool. You know, for all you care, you can have a rich wife beater. Okay, you can have a rich bully. So you must be able to look out for the necessary character of a good man. Okay, a good man. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. So as a woman, are you a good thing? I will ask you that. If you're a woman, are you a good thing? Are you updating yourself? I hope you do not have the most expensive wig on an empty brain. So you have to ensure that you do not drain your brain, but rather you are filling it in. You're getting better, you're getting skillful, you're adding skill upon skill. During the week, I was trying to make a study, and I asked myself, if you don't have hands, if you don't have legs, what would you do? If all you have is your mouth, what will you do? For some people, they would say something about one of the things that you'll be able to recognize people, or you'll be able to tag people, is through the words of their mouth. What comes out of your mouth? Is it really edifying? Is it seasoning? Okay, is it a word in season? Do you speak words that enrich people's life, or rather you talk people down? Because before you hear a word, you've already made judge of the matter. You're already the judge of the matter, and a whole lot of other things. What exactly do you use your mouth for? Can the words of your mouth fetch you money? I've seen a lot of women, they are being battered in marriage, beaten, and then sometimes when you ask, it's even what they say with their mouth. And then the man is so down that he does not even have any esteem inside of him again. And then he's frustrated, angry, and then he starts beating them up. Even sometimes these are men that from the first day of their marriage, they vow never to touch their wives, but because they've been driven to the wall with the words of their mouth, living in a house with a nagging woman, with a brawling woman, it is not right. That is why the home is always hot. I'm talking about it on the side of the wife now, and on the side of the man, someone who lacks self-control and say, oh, you know, I'm just angry. When it comes to anger, I just can't control myself. You can't afford to marry someone who lacks self-control. So if you are looking at basic characters, look at Galatians chapter 5 verse 21, 22 and 23. If I study 19 also, when you see this character, the characters in 19, you should run away. These are the fruits that you see. And 19, 20, 21, 22, just read it all through, be able to balance it, know what exactly to look out for, and then you only, I love you. There is no love, if it is true love, he will not raise his hand on you. And if it is true love, you will not speak ill concerning him, you will not talk him down. So both of you must understand what love is. So if you know you do not have these things, you must intentionally say, I want to get better in this line. I want to be able to control my mouth. I want to be able to have self-control. I want to have defined words coming out of my mouth. These are signs that shows that truly you are ready for marriage. You are ready for two heads is better than one, because they have good reward for their labor. I'm telling you, the type of labor, the type of work that you have to do has to be that one that is productive. Good work. Good work. There is tendency for multiplication. If it is bad, it will be multiplied. If it is good, it will be multiplied. So what you sow is what you will reap. As a matter of fact, you will reap folds of it. So you must know where, from the perspective of what you are doing or what you want to do when it comes to courtship. Who are you really? You know, for some people, they say, oh, people see me outside, they think I'm gentle. I'm not that gentle. So who are you? You shouldn't be a chameleon, shouldn't hide. You should be proud of who you are. If you think what you are is not good, then begin to work on it, asking the Holy Spirit to help you to be a better person, so that you can have God-fearing home, God-fearing children. You will be able to train your children in the way of the Lord, and then you will be able to help your spouse to be better. Because if you are married and both of your lives do not seem better, so you're defying or you are negating what the scripture says, that two heads is better than one, that there is good reward for their labor. And understand, it's talking about reward, not even award. Award is ephemeral, award is just temporal, but reward is eternal. So that means God is looking to reap godly children from your marriage. So the pace or whatever the footprint or your starting point right now from your courtship determines the end game. For some people, they say, no, when we get married, we get better, and we start all over again. No, your sowing season is your courtship. So understand this about courtship. Courtship is a relationship of the sowing season of your harvest in marriage. And when God is telling us not to defy our bed or not to do certain things, when it comes to our courtship, is to protect us from our memory, even when we get married, to still understand that, oh, we have to trust each other. If you have to cheat on each other while you're courting, you will hardly trust each other when you get married. I'm telling you, because trust will be broken, and then you start saying, okay, we just have to marry. We got married. We are just thinking of what people will say and all of that. You don't get married because of what people will say. Get married because of what you will reap in it. Get married because you know what you want from it. Get married because you are both on that agreement of what you work on it. And sometimes loving is not enough. Commitment is much more than enough, and God in the midst of it. If you are courting and you hardly pray, I think you are not ready. You should have time for prayer. You should have time speaking into your future. You should have time with the faith that you both run with. In fact, with that, you'll be able to know that you are equally yoked with a believer. And if that person is pretending, you will know, because even after praying together, you still have a secret place where you pray, where you commune with your Father, and God will show you the secret things. I'm telling you, He will show you the secret things. He will let you know, this person you're about to date, this person you're courting, this and this. These are the things you should look out for. And there are red flags, and you know these are red flags that you can't really accept. These are red flags that you know that you can't deal with. It's better to say no now than trying to force it in marriage. Okay, so you don't force it. You don't force your decision on people. You don't force his or her decision on you don't force your decisions on each other. All right. So I hope you really, really get that. And when it comes to family, there's this other mindset. I said we were going to talk about dating, courting from social media and all that. Maybe we'll look at that next week. Then another thing you should look out for is his family and her family. Looking at each other's family. That is very, very key and very important. But I will be wrapping up now. Any questions? Zoom people. Are you there? Is there any question there? Okay. Just send it through chat. But I will be wrapping up, and I do not expect. Let me just do a recap. Do not expect too much when you are dating. Okay, don't put too much expectation. If you are confused and then you are saying the guy has not even asked if he wants to get married and all that, blah blah blah. Don't think anything will start from there again and again and again. If it is dating, don't expect too much. Don't keep waiting, saying he has not asked you out, he has not asked you out. What should you do? You should ask, are we dating or are we courting? You should be able to ask that. Don't feel that when you ask, he or she is going to run away. If he or she runs away, that means they are not for you. Understand? Don't be afraid of facing the truth. When you should be courting and you are dating, ask straightforward questions. Don't be, you should just hit the nail on the head, and then you know what you're dealing with. Your life is not a dress rehearsal. Respect yourself before any other person will respect you. Learn to stand up for the truth. Learn to face the truth in your relationship. I really hope this has really helped you. And if you have any questions, please direct it to us. We will answer you speedily. We are looking forward to another session next week, Monday, same time, 7 p.m. We love you so much and we hold you in high esteem. And we hope that all the videos you've been watching have helped you one way or the other. So we'll keep looking at that. Thank you. And once again, have a good evening. We'll meet again on Wednesday. Wednesday is Bible study and prayer meeting, so we'll be expecting you to come in and join us on our Wednesday. And Thursday is couples hangout. Please, if you have couples who are going through ages, just direct them to our page, and we'll have a wonderful time on Thursday, 7 p.m. And on Saturday, we always pray in the Holy Ghost, 8 a.m. Just look at our link on our bio and you will have the direct link to all these programs. And our Teens Church also, we have that time out, okay? Our Teens Church, we have that. And on our Teens Church is 8 a.m. and main church service is 9 a.m. We are looking forward. We are planning seriously for our children's church. So if you have your children, don't leave them out of this lockdown saying they are not going to church. Let them be part of church service. We'll have their own special package for them. We hope you have a very wonderful time and a very, very lovely day. I have a question, a giveaway against next week. Give me 10 write out 10 that I mentioned 10 in this video. Okay, 10 personal character to build or to look out for in courtship. 10. Thank you so much. Bye.